Hello students. Now related to the spherical mirrors, we do understand some of the important terms which are related to the spherical mirrors, as it is concave or either it is what the convex mirror. But as you, for your knowledge, this concave mirror is also called as what? Converging mirror. What it is to be called as? Converging mirror. Now why it is called as converging mirror, that I will tell you later on. But you should remember that, and this convex mirror is always called as diverging mirror. Correct? This is called as the diverging mirror. Please remember this. It's good. Now, this is what actually just now we have seen, but in terms of the statement, you should understand what exactly it is to be there. This is what the concave mirror, this is the focal length, focus point, this is the center of curvature, and the distance between this is the pole and the focus is what called as the focal length. And again, the distance between the pole and center of curvature is called the radius of curvature, denoted by capital R, denoted by F. It can be measured in centimeter, meter, it depends upon the type of question. Now this is also called the principal axis, and this MN is what, dear? Aperture, that is called the diameter. Similarly, same thing, this is the M and this one is what? N. So this is the focus and this is the center of curvature. This distance is called the focal length, and this much of the distance is called as radius of curvature. This mirror is called the converging mirror, and that mirror is called the diverging mirror. Now I need to mention some rules here, how we are going to incident light on both the spherical mirrors or even in the lenses. Remember that light, a ray of light always has to be incident from what? Left to what? Right. This is what. And this arrow has to be mentioned. If suppose you place the mirror here, so this is what the rule to travel, rule to incident light on a mirror. Clear? You cannot incident light from this right to the left. Otherwise what happens? There are many things already it is to be considered, then it will get reversed and it becomes very complicated. So students, always remember that whenever the mirror is taken, light has to be travel in that direction. From left to right, not from right to left. Always left to right, left to right. Clear? So very good. Hope you understood now. Now this is the most important part, how we are going to trace the image formation by the spherical mirrors. How many mirrors we are having? Image formation by spherical mirrors. There are two mirrors. One is called as what? Concave, and the second one is called as the convex. So students, I request you please have a concentration here how I am going to trace a diagram. Okay? So obviously this is what the spherical, that is the reflecting, this is the polished surface of this mirror, and this one is the reflecting surface. Now what are the things are very important? If suppose the light is incident parallel to the principal axis, this is the light is incident parallel to the principal axis, this arrow indicates the direction of light. If you forget to mention the arrow, then your diagram will be wrong. So then this arrow indicates the direction of the light. Now after reflection, it will travel through the focus like that. After reflection, from where it is traveling? Through the focus. Get what I am saying? Now if suppose I am going to draw whether it is going to obey the angle of incidence or angle of reflection or not. Yes. So this is called the angle of incidence, and this one becomes angle of reflection. Remember students, the spherical mirrors completely obeys the laws of reflection, and lenses obeys the laws of refraction. This is very clear. जब भी हम reflection के बारे में बात करेंगे, तब angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. So this is what, this angle becomes equal to what? R, and the ray will travel through the focus point. Clear? When it is allowed to fall. Similarly, when we discuss about the convex, so what happens now? If the light is incident parallel to the principal axis, this is what. Now what will happen? After reflection, now what will happen? You know that it will reflect back like that. In that direction it will travel. And it appears to be travel through the focus. This is what the difference. Ye actual travel and it appears to be travel through the focus. Get you what I am saying? And when we draw what? That is the, if suppose we wanted to verify whether they are going to obey the angle of incidence or reflection or not, then this is what the case. Clear? So this is the angle of incidence and this becomes angle of reflection. Hope it is very much clear to everyone. Clear? So similarly for the second one, this is what one ray is incident parallel to the principal axis. Now what we are going to do is that we will incident light, we will allow to fall a light through the focus of that mirror. So what will happen? Let us see. Now light is allowed to travel through the focus. This is what? This is the incident ray. Clear? After reflection, it will travel parallel to the principal axis. This is what. So very simple to understand. So this is what reflected. Now again, if you wanted to measure it, the angle of incidence, this is what. So this becomes angle of incidence and this becomes angle of reflection. Is it clear? Yes. Now similarly for the third case, in the convex mirror, here if the light is directed toward the focus. Now what we are going to do is that if the light is directed toward the focus, after reflection it will travel through the parallel to the principal axis. Clear? And if you wanted to draw angle of incidence, angle of reflection, this is what? This becomes angle of incidence and this becomes angle of reflection. Clear? Similarly for the third case over here, that now in that case what we are going to do is that we are going to allow to follow light through the center of curvature. तो क्या होता है? क्योंकि ये क्यों जरूरी है? Whenever you wanted to trace the diagrams, later on you will understand, but that is how it is important. Now imagine that the light is going to be allowed to fall on the spherical mirrors. I will just little bit increase the diameter of it so that for our convenience. Now light is allowed to incident through the center of curvature. This is one. Correct? Now what will happen? So little bit it's okay. Hope you are going to understand. This point is considered as center of curvature. Clear? Now this is the incident ray. Now the light will reflect in the same path. इसका मतलब क्या है? जब भी अगर light center of curvature से जा रही है तो light क्या करेगी? It will retrace the same path. It will retrace the same path. Similarly for this case also, if the light is directed toward the center of curvature, this is what? Light is directed toward the center of curvature. It appears to be travel through the center of curvature and it reflects back in the same. It follows the same path. Clear? This is what the case. वही तो होता है जब हमने देखा था कि light is traveling to the center of curvature and all the things. And the last case here, when the light is incident obliquely at an angle of incidence I, clear, and it will reflect back with an angle of what? R. So this R becomes equal to what? R. Clear? This is for which mirror? This is what? All these mirrors are what? Concave mirror. These are the polished surfaces. All these mirrors are what? Convex mirrors. Sorry, concave mirrors. What case is that? Similarly, when the light is allowed to fall on pole, let us suppose this is the point, is called the P point, and the light will reflect back. This angle is the I, and this angle will become what? R. Obviously, this point is P, and this point is also what called the P. This point is what? P, because the pole of the mirror. This point is called the pole of the mirror. Hope it is very much clear to everyone.